I have come to the realization that I only know of her existence through stories. Absence becomes sculptural material, like a ghost inside a shadow or the air inside a shell. I listen and speculate. I believe she was a witch, a rebel of her time, an underground celebrity, for some even a spy. She had long black frizzy hair and a cigarette in her mouth, while she taught me all the skills to joke. Dying laughter, oh, the jokes were so good. She would whisper in my ear, give me little secrets and small pieces of paper beneath the dining table. My dear, she is missed. It happens that I'm the only one who has ever truly met her. I am the only one, the celebrity and the grandmother, dead and alive. She tells me she has the right to be forgotten. She demands to have no legacy, no name etched, no necklace out of gold. The wish to disappear makes her lovers. No big house, no treasure left behind. She covers her face with silk sheets. Air circulates unnoticed when walls have no windows to blow, gliding under closed doors, occupying all corners. The little hole on the wall is not hollow at all. I speculate of a fallen nail that once held. I blow, she whispers. A layer of warm air sets. I open my mouth, and for my great niece, I leave no peace at all. Dear Anita, I went to look for you in the city written on your birth certificate. Your sister was born here too, even though she has a memory of traveling far at the age of 2, between regrets and pickled cabbage. She says that's why she's so afraid of mice. They used to jump on her head and pull her hair. But your sister never traveled. Your sister was born here and died here. False memory, they call it. Anita, I wish I had found something of you in the primary repository of historical records of the city, the so-called secret state archives of the city's Cultural Heritage Foundation. Helen Giannichini taught me how to open analog archival boxes. She says they can tell how experienced you are with archives by the way you move your hands and handle the moment of truth. As I opened the boxes, sensitively, precisely, and confidently, both hands parallel to each other, holding the edges of the lid, left and right, I look through found belongings and imagery. I read newspapers, fragmented ripped paper, get frustrated with my incapability of reading handwritten text. I try to remember, try to go back to school. In Portuguese, we learn two terms for two ways of writing. One is escrito à mão, and the other is escrito à máquina, which means written by the hand and written by the machine. I can only assume. I take photographs of writings and move on.
Durch die Swiss Hamas nicht wirklich. Durch die Swiss Hamas nicht wirklich. Mich sama smich mich. Mich sama smich mich. Mich sama smich mich. Mich sama smich mich.
When I got home, I went online, wrote old handwritings on Google Chrome and clicked on the first link. Transcribus turns centuries of handwriting into text. You can search, study, and share. I drag and drop my first image and text appears. Guide, the being that does not draw us into risk and protects us from harm. Matter protects us from unknown threats. Therefore, at the beginning of meditation, we recite a phrase about return. I drag and drop another image. Dear M, I struggle with finding the right words to tell you how I feel. Or maybe to write a letter directed to you. Maybe if I reframe this, it works better. Yesterday evening, laying down in my bed, I read. The human connection is all about timing, and that staying in relation is all about rhythm. And I had to think of you. Because time moves different when we are together. I barely remember the last time I sat in a car chatting for 6 hours. I can count by my fingers how many times I've spent time with someone and didn't want the time to end. To get no sleep the night before working day. That had to end only because it was time. Because we have places to be. Because the city wakes up and the next day starts. People are waiting for us. But we are still experiencing the same day. For us, the day isn't until tomorrow. We move in different days than the rest, like on vacation, where every day is almost the same day and not our everyday. I haven't quite figured out our rhythm yet, and I guess that's why I'm writing this. For now, we do have the same rhythm when it comes to music and dances. The smell of lilies. I wanted to bring you a flower to smell yesterday, but I didn't, because that felt embarrassing. I wonder how long their smell will stay in my room. I want the smell to stay forever. I want to have these specific lilies that my dearest couple friends gave me to stay alive forever. But what if my nose gets so used to them that I can't smell them anymore? What if my vision becomes so used to them that I don't see them anymore? What if the lilies become something that you only appreciate when it's gone, because you got so used to their existence next to you that you don't even notice? I don't want that to happen. I will throw them out once they rot. I accept the temporality of them. When they lose smell, their color fades and their leaves shrink, I will throw them out and I will think back to the time I had these lilies in my room, and I will be full of joy. I will remember the morning spent next to them having coffee out of my flatmate's McCafe mug, and I will remember my routine of touching, looking and smelling them each time I left and came back home. I will appreciate them after they're gone, but I will not miss them, because I will not feel the urge to travel back in time and make up for moments I should have spent with them, because when they were here, they had all my attention. 7 days have passed since I was gifted these lilies, and I can surely say I found my rhythm with them. Did I only find it because I know they will die soon? Am I smelling them multiple times a day out of fear of missing them out? And would our rhythm be different if I didn't know yet that they have an end date? Would I appreciate them less because I would think they will be here for every day so I can lose one day of smelling them? Or would I develop a less obsessed relation and rhythm with them? Because I wouldn't feel the pressure of time, because I would think they're here for the long run, so I can just go with the flow and smell them whenever I feel like, instead of creating a routine with them. I would smell them in times of will, not when I'm rushing out of the house. Can I trick myself into forgetting their natural cycle of life, dreaming about eternal love, foreverness, and unworldly love? It's me and the lilies forever. I will never be alone. They will always be there. I don't want to miss out on relations that make me feel impossible to die. Time ticks and goes and flows and flies, and then it's time, and then it's tomorrow, and it's time to say goodbye. Close your eyes, open the book, and cover your nose in the sheets. Close your mouth, breathe in and breathe out. Nostrils touch letters printed on foldable paper, squeezed in a hardcover box. The triangle shapes your face in the shadow, half human, half bird. Old paper is sweet, like fallen lily petals captured in a box out of metal, or honey, or rust and seeds. Old dust is tender. Back in the archives, I reopen yesterday's box and look for the notebook with daisies on the cover. I'm looking for dates and names. As if my sleep had rewired my memory and remembered handwriting, I read. I think it's really fucking great that she's such a star. A big, beautiful star in the sky. But how am I supposed to shine? I mean, I think I'd be okay with it, you know? If I felt like she was really being herself with me. When she comes, it's like she covers her face, 'cause she doesn't want me to see. Like she can't stand to have one honest moment when nobody's watching. I want her to be real, but she said, Joe, I'm not real, I'm theater. And you and I, this is just rehearsal. I have spent 3 weeks in the city written on your birth certificate. A concrete jungle where dreams are made of, but make it ornamental. Buildings here are not as tall and not as new, but everyone who comes with a dream. I went to the city's library of pictures. I couldn't find your nose. I couldn't find your smile again. You were nowhere to be found. During my coffee breaks, I watch passengers walk on stones and remember that a picture can capture the way you walk. As I have my 5th black coffee and cigarette at the square, I remember the scavenger hunts on Easter. You would hide the eggs for me to find. So I walk through the streets, following your steps, looking for Easter eggs. The strategy I have to find anything at all is to look. You lost an earring? Look inside a sock. Look under the bathroom rug. Look at the window. I sip my coffee and watch people walk. I hold the notebook in my hand. I close my notebook and sat in the cafe thinking about real time. Is it time uninterrupted, only the present comprehended? Are our thoughts nothing but passing trains, no stops, devoid of dimension, whizzing by massive posters with repeating images? Catching a fragment from a window seat, yet another fragment from the next identical frame. If I write in the present, yet digress, is that still real time? Real time, I reasoned, cannot be divided into sections like numbers on the face of a clock. If I write about the past as I simultaneously dwell in the present, am I still in real time? Perhaps there is no past or future, only the perpetual present that contains this trinity of memory. I looked out into the street and noticed the light changing. Perhaps the sun had slipped behind a cloud. Perhaps time had slipped away. As I read about time and trains, I prepare for the exhibition. I feel like I'm living between times, as if time had stopped. In my head, I'm living 2 weeks ago, but physically I am here. I can never be anywhere else with my physical self rather than in the present. But I travel by train in my thoughts, catching fragments of time, fragments of love, fragments of. Every fragment has the same shape. It's fragment after fragment after fragment, carriage after carriage after carriage, stone after stone after stone, a grid of memory, translucid stones, because they only exist in my mind. As I'm thinking of the past, I am also rethinking the future. Nostalgic, transparent. They're a fragment of time, of the past and the present at the same time. Stones freshly created that look old, but they are new. Yellow like the stars, yellow like the sun and time. A fragment of a picture that exists now and takes you back. I wear her on my body. My triangle-shaped breasts carry the weight of her name. I have her on my body. The star, the legend, the myth. Her name is on my body, carved over my breasts. I want her to compliment me like an earring behind my hair. As I walk the streets in 40 degrees asphaltic heat, a stain of sweat starts to segregate her name from my body. I desire and imagine an invisible electric fan that blows over my chest. The sweat builds up a frame around 4 letters. Someone asks me, who is she, the name on my yellow t-shirt. She's a trinket, a keychain, a lipstick, a bow. She's a twink, a daughter, a fan. I'm ahead of my time, she confesses in bed. She says, when she leaves, people will tell her story like a fairy tale, half fiction, half truth. People will start spreading rumors, create their own versions of herself. They will say she was a coke dealer, but truth was she was only the mailman. They will try to fill in the gaps with logic and maths. The night is finally here, and I'm sitting beneath Pride flag and wait. It's a hot summer night. I love you every day, says on my red lighter. 2 women are coming closer with ice cream in their hands. Black shorts and a dolphin-printed t-shirt cover the friend's body. She's wearing a long white skirt and olive green boots. I see her mouth move. The wind blows her long dark hair away from her body, uncovering neck, shoulders, and back. It blows so strong, it can't be the wind. I speculate of the invisible fan in front of her face. I look around, everyone else's hair conforms to their bodies. Only hers traces, follows, sets apart, like a long black rectangle following her around. The next day, I told my friend about this image, and she didn't believe me. She said my vision was blinded by the streetlights, and because we naturally try to comprehend our surroundings, I made up the existence of an invisible fan blowing. But I believe what I saw. So I went to investigate, to look for an invisible fan online. I searched on Google, clicked on Amazon, AliExpress, Vinted, eBay, Temu. An invisible fan was nowhere to be found. Untrackable object. So I decided to walk the streets and find the woman with rectangle hair.
Optimus 100%. 4.
An empty cinema room holds figurative shapes of bodies. The screen is dark, there is no one to turn it on. Empty plastic bottles and paper boxes are evidence of an audience that has left the room. I feel tired from the lack of sleep. I can't sleep next to you and it's our 7th night together. It's about sleeping aware, noticing every little movement you do while you sleep, I assume, I hope. It's about keeping myself from deep sleep, only to feel your foot placed between mine. It's about lying opposite directions and stretch my arm to hold your thigh. I want to clip your hair, tie you a bow, wash your face, brush your hair. Wipe your lips with my thumb. Breathe your unbrushed mouth. I lay back in darkness and wish you were here. Everything matters and nothing matters at all. At the same time, I find myself sitting in this empty room waiting to be kicked out, 12 hours away from home. Dry hands have no taste. The sweat between my breasts drops on your forehead, slides on your face like a tear. When it all goes away, only memory grow. What a reminder, just a photograph that takes us back to the past and awakens in us feelings long forgotten. Therefore, cherish and treasure it as a treasure, for it will give you a reliving of all that has been forgotten. Thank you, this was scanning.